So today is the first day of the NBA Finals. So, hold on. Wait a second. Wait. Okay. First day of the NBA Finals. Tonight. First game. Game 1. I'm calling it right now. Giannis will not be there. Giannis will not be there. I'm going to go into how Giannis plays into this series a little bit later, but first I want to congratulate both teams on making it here, right? I feel like the typical prediction that most people had, I didn't have this prediction, was the typical, most common prediction, right? I personally didn't have it. Common prediction was Nets, Lakers. I think it was the most common prediction. Here's what I personally had. I had the Bucks and Clippers. If you didn't have some combination of any of the following 4 teams, you're either lying or you're a casual, or you are a fan, a very biased fan, or you just had some weird hunch that you thought your combination of teams that you thought was going to make the finals would make the finals. By the way, comment that down below, your original prediction, and just be honest. Like, I don't think anyone really cares what anyone else's prediction is, really deep down. So, just be honest. Like, okay. So, I had Bucks Clippers. In the conference finals, I had the Lakers Clippers, I believe. Wait, no, I had Suns Clippers. I think, yes, I had Suns Clippers in the West, and in the East Conference Finals, I had Bucks and Sixers. Pretty close, but I feel like the easiest, like if you split the bracket into 4 sections, like the top of both sides and the bottom of both sides are separate. I feel like the easiest thing to predict was, like most people had this, is the 76ers making the conference finals and losing in the conference finals. But now I'm going to go into who I think is going to win. Now, when you see like polls on YouTube from people who you don't even watch their channel, I've been seeing those, and it's, who do you have winning the finals? I have mostly said Bucks. I still have the Bucks winning in 7, and I'm not going to change that. I'm going to say, well, I'm going to change it, but I'm not going to say afterwards, oh, I had the Suns. I have the Bucks. That's my official prediction. I'm holding myself to that. But there is conditions on my prediction. Like, if Giannis comes back any later than Game 3. I don't think he will come back in Game 1. If he comes back in Game 2, it will be because the Bucks lost to the Suns in Game 1. But if the Bucks win in Game 1, I think Giannis is going to take a few more days to rest and get as fully recovered as he can, and wait the first 2 games and then come back in Game 3. I don't think it's a matter of if Giannis is coming back this series. I think he will, simply because it's the NBA Finals. He's worked very hard to get his 2 MVPs, and now to get to the finals. I think the one thing that most professional athletes in general is to have a championship. No matter what sport. Like if you go to football, right? Someone wins MVP, they're instantly criticized if they don't win the championship. And that's more important. Like, would you rather have a finals MVP or a regular season MVP? I personally would rather have a finals MVP, because that means you are the best player on the best team. So you are then the most valuable, and that's what the MVP is supposed to mean, right? I'm going a little bit off track, but I want to finish this thought. MVP is supposed to be most valuable. Then shouldn't Luka be winning that? Yet, I don't think Luka should win MVP based on the history of the MVP award. But if you, most valuable, who is the most valuable, right? There's no way to really say, okay, this guy is definitely the most valuable. Because it just comes down to opinion. It comes down to opinion. And I'm going to go back on track. So, Giannis, I think for his resume, I think the biggest thing that could make him shoot up in all-time rankings right now is a ring. Specifically a finals MVP. Because he can still win a ring and not play. It's possible. Unlikely, but it's possible. So, I think the Suns win this game. Right? I think Giannis comes back in Game 2. Hold on, let me check who is the home team, or who has home court for the majority of the games really quick, and then I'll be back and kind of adjust my thoughts. So I just went on Google, and so Suns have home court in Game 1, 2, 5, and 7. So I have the Suns winning Game 1. Giannis comes back in Game 2. Suns win Game 2. Giannis is still there, obviously, in Games 3 and 4. The Bucks win those, so it's now tied up in Game 4 at 2, obviously. So then I think at that point on, it'll go the same as the Bucks Nets series, but without people saying that the Bucks only won because of injuries. Because at this point, if you're saying that, that would imply that that Giannis's injury made him better, and it didn't. It won't. And if you agree, you're just stupid. And Giannis wins Finals MVP. Everyone's like, oh, Giannis is the best player in the league. And then next season, there will be 4 players being talked about as the best player in the league that can be argued as the best player in the league. And that will be Giannis, because he just won Finals MVP. According to my prediction, I could be wrong. There's nothing wrong with me being wrong, except that I'm wrong. And then LeBron, because LeBron's just LeBron and doing LeBron-type things. And then you have Kevin Durant because of how well he played in the playoffs specifically, but in the regular season when he was healthy. And then finally Kawhi, because we didn't get to see him. And many people believe that he is the biggest reason why or anyone who thinks that the Clippers would have made the finals says that Kawhi is being injured is the biggest reason why they didn't make it, and it is the biggest reason why. Yeah, so those 4 players. So I talked about how I thought the Bucks would win if Giannis comes back before. Okay, so Bucks win. Let's say the Bucks win. We don't know for sure. I'm just saying this for an example, or for a situation. What does that mean for Chris Paul and his legacy specifically? I still have him as the top 5 point guard all time. I have him as the 5th best right now. No championships. If he does win a championship here, I have him as 4th best. Either way, it's pretty good. But I think for Chris Paul as the player, I think the 2 players that whose legacy will most be affected by the results of this series. Let's say if Giannis just doesn't come back, for maybe the injury is worse than everyone knows or has been told or thinks or whatever. Then the 2 most important, or then the 2 players that this series is most important to is Chris Middleton and Chris Paul. The 2 Chris's, right? Chris versus Chris. But if Giannis comes back, it's Chris Paul and Giannis, the 2 best players in the series. I am correct, and I know I'm correct. If Giannis comes back, him and Chris Paul are the 2 best players in the series. Followed by Devin Booker and then Chris Middleton. Yeah. So, what does it mean for Chris Middleton if Giannis doesn't come back and the Bucks win? I have him as the greatest second option. I don't know. Because you can't. I don't have him as the greatest second option as a top 5 greatest second option of all time. Yes. But greatest, no. I don't really know what else to say. I want to say more, but I'm still kind of hesitant, right? I'm still hesitant on what else there really is to say. I think I heard something. So yeah, that's going to be it. Bucks win in 7. Giannis comes back in game 2. It's going to go very similarly to the Nets series. And yeah, that's really the sum up. If you agree or disagree, comment down below. It's okay to disagree. By the way, it's not terrible to disagree with someone's opinion or prediction or whatever. Congratulations to the Bucks and the Suns for making it to the finals. And if you want to see more like this, so I know people actually like this and are interested, and also subscribe and comment something like the Bucks win potato, right? That's yeah. Comment the Bucks win potato if you have made it this far. And I'm out. Peace.